ever wondered to yourself that if some event in your life hadn't happened, that maybe your life would look differently, and how it would look if that event didn't happen? More likely than not, the answer is yes. I too am guilty of that. And then I think to myself, one of the sayings that my mom used to always tell my sister and I growing up: good, bad, or indifferent, everything happens for a reason. When I was 8 years old, we lost our home to a fire. And as sad as that was, all I could think about was, oh my God, I lost my Cheetah Girls CD. What am I gonna do? And my mom, being the saint that she is and that she always has been, reminded my sister and I, even though we were so young, she reminded us that the most important thing in the world, no matter what, is family. As long as we have each other, we have everything. Well, we definitely needed to hear that, because fast forward to age 9, we knew that there was something going on with my dad, and we took him to the emergency room one night, and we spent all the night there until 6 a.m. the next morning, when they finally could tell us something, and it come to find out he had an inoperable brain tumor, and it was cancerous. So the time was ticking that we had with him. Fast forward to age 10, we had lost him, and the previous suffering that we had been experiencing ended and a new one began. Before, we had lived with all kinds of family members that we had met only for the first time, and watching my dad suffer, it was a lot. And so even to this day, 14 years later, I have bad days, just like everyone who has gone through something sad and whatnot. And sometimes I have more bad days than I'd actually like to admit. But that's where my valuable lesson comes into play, because I think that a lot of us have scars, we have traumatic things that have happened to us, and the problem isn't that these things are happening. I mean, of course, yes, they're sad, but the problem is that we can't prevent them. We can only heal from them, and healing is difficult to do alone. So in my life, I have always tried to share my experiences, because you never know who is going to be affected by them. You never know who's going to say, oh, me too. And then you kind of have this bond, and you can help each other when you do have those bad days, and even when you have good days and you just want to celebrate that, hell yeah, it's a good day. So I think that we live in a depression era, so to speak, amongst young people, where a lot of people have anxiety, a lot of people have depression, and they're going through it alone. Despite how many people share their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts on social media, we give insight to the fact that it's happening, but we don't ever really ask for help. And that's where I'd like to come in and change that. I've met a lot of people who have had trauma that is similar to mine, some people that have never experienced anything sad, loss, like that. And I've met people that have had bad things happen to them that I will never be able to truly fathom in my lifetime. And I don't think it's a matter of how much I can understand them, how much they can understand me. It's let's work together to understand each other, and how can I help you? I really think it's so important to be vulnerable. And I know that most people in this life find that to be impeccably scary, which is why we come across so many people in our lives that they're onions, right? They have multiple layers that you have to get through. But sometimes, why? Take the layers away. It's not necessary. And that's where we can really help each other in the mental health state that we're all in, because no one is truly alone in this life, and everyone should really understand that, And I can only hope that through this video, just having this conversation right now, that this be the start of a conversation that I say to you or to someone else, and that they kind of send it forward one person at a time.